G'day and welcome. It's Johnsy here, and welcome to my third after action report. This one is the second one in Gustafline, and it's also my second game in the Zone Wars Tourney that I'm in at the Few Good Men Wargaming Club. Now, if you've watched the previous AAR, you'll know that I am attacking as the Americans, with Ionis defending as the Germans. In this one, I've got Facman is attacking as the Americans. I think he's the Americans, and then you've got me defending as the Germans. So let's have a little look. So here's the map, exactly the same map. So he's up here, attacking with a full infantry battalion with a little bit of mortar support, not a great deal. So this is going to be an out and out infantry fight. Indirect fire is not going to have a great deal to do with it. Now, what have I got? Alright, so we've got a reconnaissance battalion. It's showing here that we've got 3 companies. So company headquarters in the first is the armoured car. It's mixed, and it's showing that we have 2 of the PSW 233s with the 75mm L24 cannon on it, and we've also got 2 of the PSW 223s which just have the machine gun. We also have the 3rd company, which has 3 platoons and a mortar section. So as you can see, I have already spent a fair bit of time getting my troops and things into position. So we'll go down and have a quick look at it later on, but you'll notice that things have been positioned and I'm just about ready to go. Alright, so first platoon is over on my right flank, so we'll look at it closer, and it's just a reconnaissance platoon. Same as second platoon, just a reconnaissance platoon. 3rd platoon is up here, so I'm trying to move it up onto this little island area here, and I'll show you the little ambush that I've set up for them up there. Then we've got the mortar section, which I've stuck right at the back here, but they have very good, if you have a look here, this is their line of sight. You might remember that the Americans have to come up to a bit of a ridge here. Well, this has that whole ridge line of sight, as you can see, pretty much the whole way. Same with these cars. They've got this ridge here all zeroed in. So as soon as they show the heads on the ridge, they're going to get hit fairly hard, and that's the plan. Then we go to the 5th company. Now the 5th company is basically 2 light guns. They're the 75 L12s. Basically good for shooting at infantry and not much else. And then we've got 1 platoon of pioneers, and they are basically going to be my reserve. So I've got my platoon of pioneers as the reserve, as well as the armoured cars, because they're mobile, so they'll be my reserve. Alright, so how about we go down and we have a little bit of a closer look at what's going on. We'll go over here. Now what I've done is, I might just change the trees a bit so you can see, but what I've done here, I've got a heap of barbed wire here. Now what I've done is I've stuck it down so that they can't actually see over the top of the hill. They can't come up to the top of the hill. They want to take this, they've got to go around it. By the time they can get around it, I'm going to have this whole platoon here ambushing from both sides. Or if they come up here, up this side, this whole platoon will be able to ambush them from here with fairly good cover. If needed, I'll be able to get my reserve platoon over to them fairly quickly, or some armoured cars. You'll notice that I've also got some trenches here. Now these trenches are for they're a fallback position, basically set up for that platoon there. Hopefully not needing to use it, but we'll just have to wait and see. I have given them a couple of foxholes here just to give them a little bit of cover. This one here is basically just to try and get them to waste some ammo on it. In fact, I need to give these guys an order to run away. So what we'll do is we'll get them running away to here. No, we won't. We'll have to wait. Alright, so that's those guys there. As I've shown you before, these guys have a great line of sight, as you can see, to those ridges there. So you can see that ridge all the way across there. And it goes right across there as well. So they've got great line of sight to all of those ridges. I know that he has a number of Stewarts, because I had 2 Stewarts. He has a number of half tracks, so I had 2 half tracks, and he also has a number of mortars. But he's not going to be able to, I don't think he's going to be able to use it to get rid of all of my stuff. Alright, so we move in here. As you can see, I've got all these guys, I've got this spread out a fair bit, so the few mortars that he has hopefully won't cause too much damage there. And I've found in trenches they are fairly good. They're a lot better than foxholes for giving protection. Alright, so we've got here the first platoon. Now you'll also notice that I've set up a wire fence all the way along here. This is so they can't cross the river here and then just keep coming up this flank. They'll have to bring a vehicle up here to either crush that fence, or they'll have to come around it here. And that's the idea, is to funnel them around it here and up this hill here. Get them to come up this hill. When they come up over the top of that hill, these guys, all these guys here, I've got a full platoon here, can hit them fairly hard. They're out of sight of that hill there, so they're in good cover. And then this platoon here, I've got half of them down here, because they'll go to cop a fair bit of a flogging if he does put a heap of troops up there, which is what I'm expecting. And then I've got more here, but they're also covered from the hill that's there. Alright, so there is basically my plan. Get him to come up onto both of these ridge lines that run both sides here, and try and hit him as hard as I can on top of them. This one here will be a bit more difficult, and if you remember from my battle, I only sent 1 company up here and I sent 2 companies up here. So we'll see what he does, whether he works the same way, or he might also try and run straight up the road here. And that's why this platoon here is where it is. It can quickly counter attack and attack up that road, and that's why the Company 2IC is watching over that area there for me, and we can also move the pioneers quickly into there. Alright, well, I'm pretty happy with that setup, and it'll be quite interesting to see how this battle turns out. Now, we are playing both of these battles at the same time, so I have just sent my first turn, I would have been 2 or 3 days ago, to Ionis as the Americans, with me as the Americans, so this will be sent to Facman today, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting little battle to see the different strategies as they unfold. Alright, great to see you, and hello, what's going on here? It's computing real time. I bet you this won't turn into a turn, I hope. It'll go to the save screen, and looks to be a little bit happening for it to take this long, as my computer is fairly good at running this, so I suppose he has got to try and move a full battalion of men. Anyway, all looks good, and I will see you and talk to you with the next turn. Bye. G'day all, Johnsy here, and here we go for our first minute in our little battle here, with me in the Zone Wars, defending as the Germans. There probably won't be a great deal to see here. So yeah, he sort of put his armour where I did in mine. Yeah, we got some mortar fire there going off. I wonder where that's going to land. Yep, so he's moved another tank up. Oh geez, first casualty. Who is it? Radio operator, the light infantry gun platoon. Talk about a lucky shot, and I bet you he's seen that hill there and decided just to have a pot shot at it. Hello, we got 2 casualties there, another casualty there. So this has turned pear-shaped already in the first minute. So let's just make sure that's mortars that's doing this damage. So we'll watch this from here. Of course, I don't know how he would be able to see that from there. I really don't. So what I reckon is he's seen that is an objective, a high objective, and he's throwing some mortars at it. Oh jeez, that hurt. I think that landed right in the trench. Let's just have a look, shall we? This is the joys of... Oh, we can look at all this close up. Yep, right in the trench. 4 dead. Jeez. That hurts, doesn't it? Alright, so we'll go and we'll have a little look. So yeah, they're just sort of sitting there not doing a great deal. He's sort of sitting there not doing a great deal. We did have the mortars down here. Alright, so really there's nothing I can do about any of that. If you ask me, thinking about it, we're looking at probably a fairly lucky sort of a strike. Of course, he also threw some mortars just there near the bridge. I really can't see how from there he can see the top of that hill there. So anyway, again, there's nothing really that I can do. So I shall see you next turn, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a better minute than the last one. Alright, bye. G'day and welcome, Johnsy here. Time to have a look at our second minute of action in our Zone Wars battle with me versus Facman. Now, if you remember, the first turn wasn't real flash. He's lobbed a few mortars on top of my troops down here, so we'll have to just see what happens now. I'm hoping it was just a fluke and he can't see them. Yep, there's mortars going down there. There's a couple still falling around my strong point at the back here. Oh yep, another man lost for me. Good one. Team leader again. Jeez. That's one thing that I do find that I'm not real happy about, is that probably more times than not, you'll find when somebody dies in a squad, it's your team leader or your commander. I rest my case. Just lost my mortar section headquarters, team leader. So this is something that has been talked about a fair bit on the forums, but realistically I'm not sure how you go about changing that. Alright, we might just have a little look what's going on this island. If you remember, with my little jaunters, the Americans, I cover that island with a heap of rifle fire and fire from my armoured fighting vehicles. Yep, and he's dropping mortars on it. So what I need to do, I think, will be to run everybody down here just to protect them from the mortars. And it looks like he's just firing blind a bit there, because there's a few mortars running around here. Yeah, he's still mortaring at the bridge there, and he's still trying to mortar right up the back here. Yeah, alright. So not much we can really do in the way of moving, except for, actually I hit the wrong button there, we need orders. Alright, so what we'll do is we're going to run most of these guys down here. He can stay there. You guys can come down. Yep, you can come down. You can come down. As can you. Are you in the... Yeah. I think we might still run you down. Might still run you down. Alright. Yeah, so that's about all we can do there. It's not really much use of moving anything, doing anything. You know, I have had some casualties, and of those casualties, you'll see that there you go. So team leader in that one, team leader in that one, team leader in that one. Oh, a soldier in that one. So yeah, out of 4 lots of casualties, 3 have been team leaders. Anyway, I'll toddle on off, and I'll talk to you again at the next turn. Bye. G'day and welcome. We're about to view the 3rd minute of the Zone Wars Tournament match, my first one, with me playing the Germans against Facman. If you remember, I had a few casualties, mostly team leaders. I'm getting these guys here to bug out of that area that he's hitting with some mortars. And here we go, more guys down. Yeah, commander casualty. Look at that, light infantry gun platoon casualty. Yeah. So out of 5 or 6, I think it's 5 units that have had casualties. 4 of them have been the platoon leaders or the section leaders. So Facman's doing really well here because he's, I should say Facman's doing really well here because he's lobbing some mortars at spots that he's not really sure that I'm at, and he's getting some pretty good kills. Alright, so let's have a look here. So we've got the light infantry gun platoon commander is dead. Company commander still going. Mortar section headquarters commander is dead. So soldier casualty there. Yeah, 1 man there. His leader was killed. Now, one thing that I don't know why we're playing this on iron. I prefer elite, but for some reason they've set this up that we have to play it on iron with this tourney, and to me it's just a pain, because your units disappear, or your friendly units. Yeah, so there's another team leader casualty. So, yep, alright. Not much we can really do, it's just a matter of sitting back and watching. Actually, I might just see whether these guys had any more dropped on them. We'll watch this one again. It didn't look like it, but... Oh, yep. Still a couple falling there. And that's alright, they can fall there and they can come across that river, that's fine. So what we want them to do is to come up around the sides here, and that's when they'll be hit by all these blokes. If he's wanting to waste what little mortars he has. So he's wasting them around here too. And that's fine. He's doing really well with his mortars that he's wasting here. Yep. And there's a saying in Australia that we have: when somebody gets lucky, they got more arse and a busload of fat women. And I'll tell you what, he's got a couple of busloads of fat women behind him at the moment. So hopefully it won't cause too much problems, but you never can tell. Alright, we'll go to the commands. Yep, still not really much doing. Of course he'd be bringing up guys up along here, so what I might do is just orientate these guys that way a bit, because they can fire that way. I've got all my armoured cars ready to fire this way. Yeah, these guys are alright. They aren't panicking or anything, so they're a bit cautious. Mostly okay though. Yep. Don't know why they can't see him though. What's going on there? Yeah, they can see him, and yet they're saying that they can't. Bloody hell. They're right here, boys. Look, see them? Yep, there they are. You need to wave to them. Maybe I just need to face these guys that way so they can wave to them. We'll see what happens there, whether that helps. I don't think it will, but it's a bit of fun. Alright, people. That'll be it for this time, and we'll see what develops in the next turn. See ya. G'day and welcome, Johnsy here. This is, what's this going to be? This is going to be the 4th minute in my battle against Facman in the Zone Wars Tournament from the Few Good Men Wargaming Club. So, if you remember, we've had a few. Oh, geez, there's another one. At least it's not a casual, not a team leader casualty. Alright, so they've obviously spotted this guy here, and they're throwing a fair bit of fire at him, which was the idea of him being there. Got to congratulate Facman on using some artillery there. It's causing a fair bit of damage, to be honest. How he sees it, I have no idea, but he is. Oh, these more mortars heading up. Oh, and I've lost another one, so that gun is totally knocked out. I hope I get to use its ammunition though. Alright, so let's have a look down here. Alright, so he's still dropping mortars about the place. This strategy of mine could be a total failure. It could be a winner. No idea. Helps if I press the play button. Alright, so we've got... Alright, a comeback. Alright, so what do we got there? Alright, it's giving us nothing. I suppose that's why we're playing on iron. You can look at things and it gives us next to nothing. So he's shooting up some mortars there. Alright. That's fairly unfortunate, but anyway, not much we can really do about that. These guys still can't see their platoon leader. I can see everybody else. Have a look at this. I can see all the other guys in that trench there. This is saying he can't see his platoon leader, even though he can, and he... yeah. Anyway, what do you do? Alright, so let's give some orders. How about we get them facing the right way? That might help. I think I'm going to get everybody in here just to hide. And as well here. We'll give them all a hide order. That'll get them down into their little holes there for the moment. I'm hoping that this fella here is going to have enough sight to see what comes up on these ridges. Alright, well, he's causing me a fair bit of damage, and I'm not doing the same in my opposing game with Ionis 3, so could get ugly in both games. Anyway, that's the joy of playing. Alright, I shall see you for the next turn. Bye. G'day, Johnsy here, and welcome to our next turn of my battle against Facman. If you remember, things aren't going real well here for me. I seem to be getting hit fairly hard without him even being able to see me, so imagine what the bugger's going to be able to do when he can see me. Alright, so let's see what else. Yep, there's another casualty. Headquarters support team, and that was inevitable. That's why I sort of stuck them up there, because we did want them to be spotting, but also trying to get them to waste a bit of ammo and things shooting at them. So as we can see, he's still dropping some mortars around this area here, so that's proved to be a Either a silly move on my part or a very bloody smart move on Facman's part. Or maybe a bit of both. Alright. So let's have a look and see who can see what here. Yeah. So let's get up close to these guys here. Now I use a lot of the looking at using the magnification to see what people can see. So that's why they can, they're there and they can see that. Got no idea what they are, apart from infantry. And as we know, there is a full infantry battalion there. So alright, it's just saying a light tank, it's not even saying what it is, but we know that it's a M5. That one there. As is that one. So let's just go back and have a look and see when these guys actually turn up. Alright, so there's a few of them there. Alright. So they look to be firing at my guys there. But that's alright, because I'm going to start and drop some mortars on their heads this turn. Don't know what they're shooting at that way.
Enemy infantry sighted.
Alright, so poke along here. Just watch this from this way. So you're part of, oh yeah, mortar team. I reckon Facman will be really happy when he watches this to have seen how well his mortars have done. Yep, there's another one down. Must have just injured him. Wonder if that's the guy that got injured just then. Nah. Alright, that's no dramas. So again, there's not a great deal I can do. I can probably drop some mortars here. They are okay. Light infantry section. Wait, oh yeah. He's totally wiped out my alright, that'll be the one that they got killed then, I'd say. Light infantry gun, 5 company, mortar section. Oh no, they're already all dead, so geez, he's a lucky bugger. Alright, so we'll go to the orders phase now. I'm going to drop some mortars right here. Direct fire. And I'm wondering whether this fella here has got line of sight. No. But he's got line of sight there. And he is facing the correct way. Alright. Well, there's not really much use of me doing anything else. He's just continuing to drop mortars on that little area there. And that is okay for the moment. What I might do is hide those. Oh, I already had hid them, so hide them. Alright, so I will see you for the next turn. Bye.